Renata.
Talk to him now.
AT, Andre.
Come on, Dre.
Yep. Trippin with Let's Go. Woo! Trippin with Theobold.
What's your name?
Theo so bold.
Yeah.
Driggity. Let's go. Trippin with Theobold. Trippin.
What are we doing?
Trippin with Theobold.
Come on, Dre.
See, mic check 1 2. We on? We good? Let me just make sure. Let me check my sound real quick. Make sure we are vibing and doing the thing right quick. Let me make sure we are good. We on? Good. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the 90th episode of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Andre Theobold, and welcome. 90 episodes. How about that? 10 episodes away from 100. You know, when we get to the 100th episode, we got to do something special. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But anyway, welcome to the show. Before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. Before I get going, I want to make sure I plug this on my social media so people know they can come tune in or not. Let me just plug this right quick. Give me 1 second. Let me see how this sound. Go turn it around. Couple takes. Hey, what's going on, y'all? The Wizard of Oz coming to you live from behind the green curtain. Come and trip with a player come trip with a player. I'm messing this up. Let me try this again, right? I'm not used to shooting this joint live like that. Let me go ahead and do it again. There we go. That was kind of goofy. Do one more take. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Wizard of Oz is coming to you live from behind the green curtain. Come tune in and trip with a player on Trippin with Theobold. Yeah, come check it out. All right, that's weird, but whatever. Go to my YouTube to plug the link. All this stuff we got to do. Just bear with me. Second. Head and link right quick. All these little youngsters, man. Gotta keep up with all this. Copy that. Okay. Do it yourself productions at its best. Here we go. Boom. Got it. Story. And you're done. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get better at, plugging on my social medias and all that stuff so people know where to come tune in and check on little old me. But nonetheless, welcome to the show. Thank you for your continued patience. And like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend for the third time. I know y'all getting tired of hearing that, but I got to do all the stuff I got to do to plug myself. So anyways, we're going to, as you guys can see from behind me, we in the boxing ring. So you guys know what we're going to be talking about. Let me see who that is right quick. Hey, what's up, babe? How you doing? Thanks for checking me out. Appreciate you. We got Terry T in the house. My baby is checking me out. So, what's we got going on? So, yeah, so let's take care of some housekeeping and we're just gonna hop right into it. So let's do some tongue twisties. So as y'all know, today is the 28th, which means we are going to do the second letter of the alphabet with these tongue twisties because there's only 26 letters in the alphabet, right? So I like to do my tongue twisties because I like to get my brain and my tongue coordinated, paused, or I'm not sure if that's even pausable or not, but whatever. So here we go. Tongue twisty. With the letter B. Let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can read along with me or struggle with me if you want, or just watch me struggle. You can do what you want. Okay, where's my iPhone? There we go. iPhone, boom, bing, bang, boom. And here we are. Okay, here we go. Letter B. Let's go ahead and read along with me. Blake the baker bakes black bread. Blake the baker bakes black bread. Bake the Blaker. I said bake. Blake the baker bakes black bread. The bottom of the butter bucket is the buttered bucket bottom. The bottom of the butter bucket is the buttered bucket bottom. The bottom of the butter bucket is the buttered bucket bottom. Billy's big black and blue blister bled. Billy's big black and blue blister bled. Billy's big black and blue blister bled. Blair's blue boots are beauties. Blair's blue boots are beauties. Blair's blue boots are beauties. Last one. Well, the last one was funny, right? Blair's blue boots are beauties, because you can easily say booties after that, or booty, but whatever. Last one. Bob bought a bleached blue beaded blazer. Bob bought a bleached blue bleated blazer. Bob bought a bleached blue beaded blazer. And yay, tongue twisters are out the way. We got that done. So as you guys know, I'm a Bills fan. This is the 90th episode. So for today's episode, we are tying this episode to none other than number 90, Mr. Phil Hansen himself. Phil Hansen, Buffalo Bills, gridiron legend. I got his jersey, number 90. Phil Hansen went to North Dakota State. So if you guys know anything about football or NFL, you know that Carson Wentz, I believe, went to North Dakota State. Yeah, that's the green and yellow. Yeah, there's North Dakota State, South Dakota State. So I'm getting tripped up now. I believe he went to North Dakota State. He went to the same school as Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is now the quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Anyways, Phil Hansen played in 3 Super Bowls, played in Super Bowls 26, 27, and 28. He wasn't there for the Giants wide right Super Bowl, but he was there the year after for 3 years when the Bills got beat handedly by the Redskins and the Cowboys twice. So Phil Hansen, and he's also in the Wall of Fame in Buffalo. So Phil Hansen, this episode is tied to number 90, Phil Hansen. All right, so got that out the way, took care of that. Let me cut my phone off. So, real quick, I have a pretty genius idea that I just came up with not too long ago. Shout out to a comedian who helped me come up with this idea. So, as y'all know, 2 episodes ago, I gave you my recant of the 6888 tour over in Europe, and it was dope. It was fun. And I believe I kind of hinted at it before, but basically what I'm doing is, or what the goal is to do special edition spin-off episodes of anything 6888 related. All right. So I got a framework that I kind of came up with, and I want to share it with y'all. You know, leave it in, give your feedback in the comment section below if you want to. But the idea is basically I'm going to pose a question, and then I'm going to do some research. I'm going to present the so let me go back and specify that. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to ask a question or pose a question about the 6888, the unit that my grandma served in during World War II. And then I'm going to do some research on that question, and then I'm going to present the findings, right? So the way I'm going to structure all this is basically any episode that I do that starts with the number 6, let's start with any number moving forward that contains the number 6 or the number 8 is going to be a 6888, special edition episode. So the first one is going to be episode 96, right? And then I'm going to go probably, this is the idea where I'm kind of like playing around with it, and I have to kind of figure out how I'm going to do it. But basically what I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna start with episode 96, and then for 3 episodes, or for three numbers that have the number 8 in it after that, are going to be an episode, right? Or will be a special edition episode. So for example, that would be episode 96, episode 108, 118, 128, and then 136. Now, if after episodes 96 and 108, if I strike gold and I'm just coming up with all this information, it may be episodes like 96, 108, 116, 118, 126, 128, 136, and so forth and so on. Just so it all depends on how quickly I can curate and come up with all this information to distribute. And then down the road, if these episodes start to kind of take off and take on a life of their own, I'll probably do a split branch and then kind of rebrand the 6888 episodes and still keep my Trippin with Theobold, but then have like another pod, or another pod that I branch off of just for 6888 stuff. And on weeks that I do 6888 stuff, I won't do Trippin with Theobold, but on weeks that I do Trippin with Theobold, I won't do 6888 stuff, if that makes any sense. So that's the plan. So, and then of course there's special cases, this is the engineer in me coming out. But then what if you get to episodes, like 166 and 188? Well, that's a long way away, but we'll figure something out for that, okay? But anyways, the first question I'm going to pose for episode 96, which is 6 episodes away, is how did the 6888 get the number, or get associated with the number 6888? Right? Like, where does that number come from? What does it mean? Is there a 687th? Is there a 6887, or is there a 6889th? And if so, who are they? What are they? Like, what did they do? When I was on the tour I believe we were at Pointe du Hoc, and our tour guide for the D-Day stuff, Kevin, he basically could recite all of the divisions of the military. Like, it starts off with like 3 people. I think a company is like 3 people, and then it's just this long tiered thing where it just kind of keeps doubling. And a battalion, because my grandma served in the 6888 battalion. I think a battalion, basically the number of women that were in that unit fit within the range of what a normal size of a battalion is. So I have to basically go back, and it would be nice to kind of come up with a chart that kind of illustrates all the sizes of the different military divisions, like a company versus battalion versus an infantry, or I don't know. It's all these different names, and just kind of have that mapped out, because there were 855 women that served in the 6888, and 855 falls within the battalion range, which is why they were called a battalion, right? So, gonna go ahead and do that, but just giving y'all something to think about what I'm gonna do in the future. I like to plant seeds or plant episodes, down the future, so that way I can actually come to y'all prepared with not saying that I don't give you guys useful information, but it's going to be more useful information. All right. So anyways, that's that. And then next, I just looked at my calendar, and next Saturday, August 5th is the heavenly birthday of my 4th grade teacher, Miss Jones. So I'm going to definitely do something next episode for that. No, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just putting a reminder out there for myself, so I know next Saturday is Miss Jones' heavenly birthday. So we're going to do something for that. But anyways, we are here. Let's go ahead and just get into the fight. Let's go ahead and get into why we're here, right? Let me get a sip of water right quick, if you don't mind. My voice is getting a little parched. Let me go ahead and do this right quick. See, I got my Scotland mug. Scotland mug from Scotland. Anyways, okay, here we are. Stop messing around. All right. So tomorrow, July 29th, is the biggest fight in fight history. I think this is the biggest fight in sporting event history. It's a huge. This fight. I'm nervous about this fight. This fight is giving me goosebumps. It's okay. Let me go and just break down why this is such a big fight. So first of all, tomorrow fight the fight tomorrow. If you don't know, it's Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. Two of like the best fighters I've seen in a long time. Believe Spence is 28-0, Crawford's 39-0. This to me is bigger than the Super Bowl, because I'm even gonna go on a limb here. This is the biggest fight. And this is the biggest fight of the century. This is probably the biggest fight in the past 100 years. Sorry, I think this is I think this is up there. And here's why this is the biggest fight to me, in my opinion, right? No other time in history of boxing have we seen two fighters come in their prime, undefeated, just with these two fighting, just with how dominant these two fighters are. We've never seen anything like this. I think the closest thing we've seen, well, let me put this into perspective. This is like what people wanted to see back in the day when Tyson and Holyfield fought. Now Tyson and Holyfield did fight, but I think they were kind of slightly out of their primes. But this is what people wanted to see before Tyson went to jail. That fight was like that kind of height. Like, this is the same thing. Like, nowhere are you going to see two fighters at the top of their game come and clash like this. And it's gonna be a dope fight. I can't wait, man. I didn't think this fight was gonna happen. If I did, I take that back. I thought that when this fight happened, that this fight would not have mattered. I thought it was gonna be a Pacquiao, Floyd fight again. I thought they were gonna wait till they got out their prime, and then just wanted to get a payday and show up, and then just kind of spar a little bit, get some money and bounce, right? But nah, this is personal. I think these guys really want to know who the best is, and they're gonna put each other to the test. And we're fortunate enough to watch this. So if you guys don't know anything about boxing, or just do yourself a favor and find out where this fight is gonna be at on TV, where it's gonna be shown at, and just do yourself a favor and watch this fight, because trust me, you will not be disappointed. This is gonna be a fireworks show. This is gonna be an all-out war for 12 rounds. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? So Errol Spence is from Texas, Dallas area, I believe. Crawford is from Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, I believe. And Errol Spence Jr. is A-side because he's bringing, he's more popular. Even though he's fought less, he's more popular. He has draw, so he's the A-side of the fight. Bud is the B-side. But here's where, let's go ahead and start to analyze this fight. So when you look at Errol Spence is bigger. Is a bigger, stronger fighter. Or I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't say stronger. I would just say he's bigger, right? Because we don't really have a way to measure strength, right? But he's a volume puncher. He comes into the fight, and he's gonna land punches, right? He's more of he's a machine. Comes in, and he's a volume puncher, and he imposes his will on his opponents. Where Crawford is a really tricky fighter, man. Crawford is like a wizard, Not really a volume puncher. He kind of plays chess. You know, he's a switch fighter, meaning he can meaning that he'll fight orthodox and then fight, you know, southpaw, like he'll change it up throughout the fight as he sees fit. I think his last 9 or 10 fights have all been knockouts. Not stoppages, but knockouts, meaning that because like a stoppage to me includes a knockout, but a stoppage really is more of when the referee steps in, intervenes because the other boxer's getting beat up too much, or there's damage to where the fighter can't go on, right? So Errol Spence, I think, has I know he doesn't have like 10 knockouts like in a row or like 9 knockouts in a row, but Bud Crawford is 39-0, and 30 of his 39 fights resulted in him knocking somebody out. So Crawford is more of a chess player. He's more of like a wizard. Like he basically is going to get you with one punch. Like he's not a one punch type of person, but his punches are like he's more how can I put it? He's more precise and accurate. Like he does precise damage. So he's not going to sit here and throw volumes of punches at you. He's going to sit back, tap, jab, 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 set you up, and he's always setting you up. And then out of nowhere, you just going to fold. Like that's how all of his fights have gone. So I don't think I've ever seen a fight where there has been a fighter who was the A side and an underdog, right? Because Spence is the underdog in this fight. I think a lot of people are following boxing more and they know kind of what Bud does. So keys to victory, right? So what do I think? So to me, the way I think that Errol Spence is going to win this fight is, if he wins this fight, is Errol Spence has to come out and just apply pressure and just smother him and just be relentless. Like he can't give Bud a chance to set up and to try to figure him out. He just has to go in there and just bring hell to Bud the whole fight. Another thing that Spence can do is, and I spoke with man, shout out to Jamar Neighbors, very, very funny comedian. He has a special out. We talked a little bit about it last night. Jamar is a big boxing fan, you know, but Jamar actually showed me something interesting. Jamar showed me the Kell Brook fight versus Bud Crawford. And basically Spence is stronger than Kell Brook, bigger than Kell Brook. And Kell Brook was fucking up. Sorry, pardon the language. Kell Brook was doing damage to the eye of Bud Crawford, you know, throughout the whole fight. You know, so Crawford won the fight, but his eye was like really, really looking bad. So Spence can either go and wail on him and just impose his will and be a volume puncher the whole fight, or I think Spence can just jab him in the eye the whole fight, you know, and just keep him honest. And then, or do a combination of the two. Do a combination of, you know, throw volume punches and then start throwing jabs to that eye, you know, and then that'll probably, I mean, if it goes the distance, then Spence will get the win because he's throwing volume punches. And I think by Spence throwing that jab and keeping it and jabbing Bud's eye, I think what will happen is, or what can happen is, Bud will like be less prone. I mean, I don't even like using that term because I think Bud is going to give it all he got, but it's going to deter him from coming in and trying to set up, right? Like if you keep interrupting that setup process where Bud is trying to get into his groove to set you up and you jabbing him, and as you jabbing him, his eye is getting, you know, damaged along with the volume punches, you know, that's a way that Spence can win the fight. Now on the flip side, Bud Bud, if Bud can like, withstand the barrage of punches and not make it a slugfest, but kind of like, manage the barrage of punches and then give him a body shot to keep him honest, right? Because I heard that, or I've seen that Spence doesn't really like to get touched to the body like that. He doesn't like to get touched to the body. So if you touch Spence to the body, then Spence will probably like, he's going to have to like ease up a little bit, right? And when he eases up, that's going to cause Spence to have to try to like, figure out his next move. And while he's figuring out his next move, that's when Bud goes to work, right? So Bud, so to me, here's the thing, right? Also with Spence, if he's going to go and be a volume puncher in this fight, oh, sorry about that. If he's going to be a volume puncher this fight, right, and just throw volumes of punches, the one thing he can't do, which he did against Ugas, is he can't miss, right? Ugas, when he fought Ugas, he had like 11 to 12 wild misses, like wild misses. And when you are fighting someone like Bud, you cannot miss wildly because Bud is probably one of the best, if not the best, counter punchers in the game. So if Spence is doing the whole, throwing all the volume punches and going off or whatever, and then he misses, pop, Crawford gonna get him, So, what do I think is gonna happen? So I think personally, I think that, I think Bud gonna win this fight. And I spoke to a few of my friends, and a lot of my friends think that Bud's gonna win by decision. I don't think Bud can win by decision because of just the nature of how Spence fights. Like Spence throws volumes of punches. So if it goes to a decision, he's gonna land more punches by doing that. So you can't like fight his type of fight. That's not how Bud fights. So I think that if Bud wins, and I think Bud's gonna win by stoppage. I think Bud. I got one friend that said 9th round. I'm saying like 10th round, 10th, 11th. But I'm thinking Bud. I'm thinking Bud wins by stoppage. I can see a body shot coming. Like not. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't think Bud is gonna KO Spence. I don't think that's gonna happen at all. But I think it will be a stoppage. I think what'll happen is, I think once Bud gets him to the body and he falls, he gonna get up. I think he'll do it again, and then at that point, Spence I think isn't gonna be able to be a volume puncher like that, or he might just start coming coming crazy, and that's when Bud is gonna go to work. So I got a stoppage, but I don't know the exact way how he's gonna stop him, but I think Bud gonna stop him. I just think Bud, when it comes to a fight of this magnitude and of two fighters with these kind of skills that are highly skilled, you got to go with the IQ. And I think that both have high boxing IQ, but I think that Bud, I think, has the advantage of boxing IQ. I think he has the higher IQ slightly. And I think that's what's going to be the difference in the fight. Bud knows kind of what he can and can't get away with. So I'm going Bud in this fight. Like I said, I like Spence too, but I'm just saying like Bud is just different. I feel like Bud sees all the punches coming. So I feel like if Spence even does land something big, I think that Bud is going to see it coming and be able to minimize the damage of that hit, right? I mean, he's probably going to get fucked up a little bit in the fight, but it's not going to be as bad as like someone like me taking that hit. Because if you blink and take a hit the wrong way, lights out. But someone like Bud sees all the punches coming. So if he sees the punches coming, he might be able to like brace for it and minimize the damage, and then also kind of like use his IQ to set Spence up into some very interesting situations. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Either way, like I said, I'm just glad that these two brothers came together to get it done. They should be commended. I hope that this sets a trend boxing to where people want to fight each other at their best. Or they just do whatever to make it happen. Something I thought about when I went to the gym today. thought about something very interesting. I thought about this. If Bud stops Spence, right? I'm not saying anything. I'm just stirring the pot. But if Bud stops Spence, right? If Bud stops Spence in this fight, Bud will be 40-0. The question is, how does that 40-0 stack up against Floyd's 50-0? Right? Because Bud is stopping people. Like Bud has like stopped a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And he fought like Spence in his prime. So to me, that's gonna have a lot of weight, you know, and it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out going either way, you know. But like I said, I can't wait to watch this fight. I've been waiting for this fight for a long time. Man, shout out to my comedy bro, Donnie Comedy. I call him Donnie. I mean, Donnie Comedy, man, from Detroit. Every time I see him out and about, man, we always talk boxing. And like, I didn't think this fight was gonna happen. I never thought this fight would happen like in this time frame and in this window. I never thought this would happen. Yeah, I'm real excited about this fight, man. Let me see something right quick. Something is really bothering me right quick. I just want to make sure that I am not tripping right now. Just give me 1 second. Because what is tripping with Theobold, right? So, you know, that's what we do on this show, on this channel. Before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. No, I'm just gonna let it be, man. I'm not even gonna trip off it. But now my man Donnie Comedy, man, we talk boxing all the time. And the one thing like he kept saying was like, yo, this fight gonna happen. It's gonna happen, Dre. It's gonna happen. I'm like, man, nah, it ain't gonna happen. This fight not gonna happen. And lo and behold, they announced it. Like first it was rumored, then they signed the paperwork, then they started showing the promotion. So me and Donnie been like talking about this fight for a minute. So like we both think Spence gonna win, but I think he thinks Spence by decision. At first I thought Spence by decision. Oh no, whoa. We both said Bud by decision. Or he says Bud by decision. I was thinking Bud by decision at first, but the more I'm thinking about this fight, it's gonna be a stoppage. You know, I think Bud gonna stop Spence. Yeah, I just think that when I look at Bud got that killer instinct in him. You know, where it's not just about getting the win or going to the scorecard. It's about imposing, not even imposing his will. It's about setting people up and then just dropping them when they least expect it. You know, so I'm looking forward to that. So what are your thoughts? Bud or Spence? Stoppage or decision? Put it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And then we'll see what happens after tomorrow. So what else we got going on, man? So also, man, shout out to my brother Malcolm. Malcolm, I didn't forget about you. I am still trying to figure out how to do like the patching stuff so I can like patch people in. Well, not patch people in, but basically have it to where I can like have other people on video and talk to them. But I got to figure all that out because the way, I mean, there's lots of ways to do it, but the way I shoot mine, I like the presentation of mine. So I got to play around with how to like, you know, set that up to where I can have a window or a guest on my show via remote or remotely. And yeah, in the future I want to start having like guests on my show, you know. My cousin E, he wanted to, this would have been a dope episode for him to like chime in on, because we talk boxing on the phone all the time. Or when a big fight's coming up, we always kind of talk it out and, you know, chop it up. And we kind of see the same thing when we watch a fight. Like it's kind of weird how we kind of see, with the exception of Canelo. Like he's a huge Canelo fan. Man. He's a huge Saul Canelo fan. But I want to start having guests on my show, so I'm gonna figure that out. First guest I'll probably have will be Malcolm Hall, because we're the ones that kind of because he's the one that kind of talked to me about it first, and we have a couple ideas, so we'll do that. And then, but like episodes like this, I wish I could like have boxing guest people that know boxing too to talk boxing shop, right? Like it'll be dope to have like Dan and Green on it, because I talked to Dan and Green, another comedian, vet comedian from Philly, super hilarious. He was a Golden Gloves champ, I think either in the military or back in the day. Like he got hands. And he knows boxing, and he says Spence gonna win this fight. So it would be dope to have had, someone like Dannon or my man E or like Donnie or someone come in, and then we just kind of have like a debate on who gonna win this fight. And then we come back the week later and be like, man, see, I told you, right? That's what we're gonna work on. I gotta figure all that out. Let's see, who is this talking right to me right now? Why not have a call-in show? Yeah, I could do that too. Good idea, man. I got to figure all this out, man. Like I said, I'm a one man show right now. I got like I'm the producer, I'm the talent, I'm the coordinator, I pay the bills. I'm the artist. I do all the stuff. So, but a call-in episode would be dope. I probably play around with both. Like sometimes it would be dope to have people call in, and then to take calls on the joint, and then also it would be cool to like have like people that I have interviews with as well too. Where I interview people. You got like Tariq. Yeah, T funny. Oh, them Tariq calls be hilarious, man. They be like, brother, I'm gonna need you to put the Uber Eats down, and I'm gonna need you to focus on your job. I'm gonna need you to turn your life down so we can hear what you're saying. Like, yeah, that would be funny, man, to have people call in and talk shit to people when they call in. But sometimes those calls get annoying because some people call in just to be trolls, and you kind of gotta like balance that out, right? You don't want to have like 20 people call in and then just have them like ruin your show, right? You want to probably have like 5 people call in. If they on some bullshit, be like, okay, no more calls. But the interview part where I have people like come in on the interview, that's like more like me interviewing them, or to like, get information from them on stuff, so that would be dope. So yeah, you got E, you said, yeah. But yeah, now like I said, man, we'll figure it all out. We'll figure it all out. But yeah, what else we got going on? So that's that. So I think I harped on this fight long enough. I can't wait for this fight. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be a thriller, man. Like I'm gonna be like, my heart gonna be racing during this fight. Like this gonna be a. I think. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't seen too, go on YouTube and look at or listen to the Mike Tyson Hot Boxing podcast. He actually interviewed Earl Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford, and they're pretty good interviews, man. I feel like during the Hot Boxing episodes with those two fighters, I feel like they let their guard down more and they talk boxing because they respect Mike Tyson as a fighter. I'm pretty sure at one point in their life they looked up to Mike Tyson, and when he's on the set with them or on the Hot Boxing podcast, you kind of like see how individuals kind of think, and Mike Tyson basically broke down a lot of or gave a lot of useful insight. He said basically that he doesn't see Spence winning unless he comes out and just applies pressure for like, the first 6 rounds throughout the fight. Like he doesn't see him try, because he said once he steps back and start doing this shit, that's where Bud Bud's on a whole new level when it comes to that. Like that's not when like you don't want to do this with Bud. If you do this with Bud, it's not gonna end well, right? When you go against Bud, you got to just be, but not missing either, you know. But nah, it's gonna be but go watch the Mike Tyson hot boxing podcast with those two. I think I watched like the first like few minutes of both of those, and they were really good. You know, I liked how the fighters kind of like, you know, they were relaxed. They weren't putting on no show. It was like, yo, we just talking boxing right now, and we're just like, you know, we're just talking shop right now. You know, it'd be dope to have a podcast like that with like comedians where, you know, you like chop it up like someone just shot a special or they're getting ready to shoot a special, and they're kind of having like similar like convos and stuff. But anyways, that's that. I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, I'm also watching another show on Max, right? Because now HBO is no longer HBO Max; they're now just Max. I'm watching Winning Time, and Winning Time is I'm impressed. Like if you're a fan of just NBA history and just yeah, if you're a fan of NBA history, this is the show for you. Because when I was growing up, like this whole story takes place like before I was even born. This was like late 70s. And I was a Magic Johnson fan at first, you know, until Jordan came around. But I didn't realize like how certain people how should I put it? I didn't realize how certain people were like connected, you know? So they say that this Winning Time show is like really, they said it's not a documentary, it's an entertainment show, but they said that a lot of things were dramatized to have the effect of, or to heighten the show, right? So I think a few of the people portrayed in the movie didn't like how they were portrayed, but nonetheless, the good thing about the show is that it kind of gives you like a good mapping of all the names of the people. Like to me, they were just names, right? But when you see how they were all connected and what their position was before they came into the NBA or when they came in, you kind of understand, right? Like it's gonna sound funny. I'm not a Lakers fan, but I didn't realize that Pat Riley and Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain all played on the same team. I thought that Pat Riley came after Jerry West. I thought it was just Jerry West and like Wilt Chamberlain, but Pat Riley was on that team, on that championship team in '72. I didn't even know that, you know. And then things like, you know, like Jack Kent Cook, you know, I forgot that he owned the Lakers, right? Because I'm from the East Coast. When I hear Jack Kent Cook, the first thing I think about is the Redskins, because he owned the Redskins back when I was a youngin', you know. And then seeing how Jerry Buss came in and hustled the team from him, you know, like that's, you know, just the name, just everything going from Jack Kent Cook to Jerry Buss, you know, like that, like just seeing, when you see it, it's like, okay, now I see it, you know. And then how like the relationship between Kareem and Magic, you know, like I didn't even really think about the fact that, you know, Kareem was already in the league a whole lot longer. Magic was the young rookie coming in, you know. And it's kind of like, it's almost kind of like, I don't want to, it's almost kind of like, you know, Kyrie and LeBron, you know, to an extent. But then what else? Then you got Norm Nixon, right? Stormin' Norman, you know, how he and Magic, like, you know, clashed in the beginning, you know, and then how Jerry West didn't want Magic or didn't want to draft Magic Johnson, you know. So just when you see all of this, it's like, oh wow, all the names all make sense, and I can see it now. So great show, go check it out. Leave your comments in below. Leave your comments down below if you want to, like, you know, leave your feedback on the show, because I'm interested in hearing what like other Laker fans think of the show, you know, or other NBA fans think of the show. So anywho, what else we got, man? Let's talk some DFS right quick, because we haven't talked DFS in a minute. Let me give me something to drink first, right quick. Gotta give me something to drink. Gotta get my energy drink, man. I need a boost. I need a boost. See what they said here. Lakers all day, huh? Okay, that's cool. Hey, so so what do you think about that about the show winning time? Okay, while he types back, I'm just gonna keep going on with the show. But yeah, okay, DFS talk. Let's talk some DFS stuff right quick. Let me see right quick. Let me put my phone back up and talk some DFS stuff right quick. All right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So right now, your boy is hot right now. Your boy's hot. All right, your boy's hot right now. I think I figured I'm not trying to jinx myself. Let me go ahead and fill y'all in, right? So let me do that. Nope. Man, this is. There we go. Want that so I can see what I'm talking about. Why is this thing doing that? Go. Undo, transform. Here we go. Let me drag this down a little bit more and make this a little bit bigger. So anyways, here we go. Let me just show y'all what I got. So here we go. Your boy's hot right now, man. Your boy's hot. Past 2 days, I have, how should I put it? As y'all can see, I placed 21st out of 1.8K people, or almost 2,000 people, and I placed 30th out of 3,000 people the day before that. I put up $1, won $6 off of that. All right, so what I've been doing is I went back to my thumb method. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, okay, what is the thumb method? Let me go ahead and break down this thumb method for y'all right quick. Okay, let me just break down this thumb method right quick. So I didn't use any line star data. I didn't use any of that. I just did typical old school thumb method. I used what DraftKings gave me. All right, so let me just go to my tiers. Let me just show you an example of what I'm talking about. Don't have any contests yet. Here we go. Let me just take a random example, right? So this is a random stat sheet from DraftKings that they provide when you sign up and play. So let me actually pull this up right quick. Here we go. Let me add this photo here. Go ahead and bring this up. And let me go ahead and re-add. Let me go ahead and re-add my iPhone so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Why is it still showing that? That's weird. There we go. All right, so thumb method. What is a thumb method, right? So basically, I literally take my thumb and I cover up I take the top part of my thumb and I cover up the first row of fantasy points, right? So the first value, so for example, when you see, this is the data for, so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Not that it really matters. But this is the data for Corbin Carroll, who plays for the Diamondbacks. And basically what I did is I take my thumb and I put it such that the top of my thumb is covering the number, or covering 24 fantasy points. And then I look below my thumb to see what that number is, and it's 2, right? So if you're looking along, it's 24, 2. Then after the 2, I put the thumb so that it's right below the 2, and it's a 6. So if you look at those numbers, basically 2 and 6 fantasy points. I'm not gonna fool with that. Now, maybe I'm just lucky, but the method I've been using for the past 2 days, I've been doing that exact same method for the past 2 days, and I'm like one player off from like winning the whole pot. So what I did was, since I had consecutive back-to-back days of very impressive wins, I went ahead and I anteed up. Right, I anteed up. So what I did was, I went ahead and played a $5 competition instead of $1, where the first prize is a couple thousand. All right, so I use the same thumb method, and if it works, the boy's in there. All right, but that's what I do, right? I like to win off a chump change, and then when I win chump change, I like to get a little more risky. I like to get a little riskier, you know. So, so I just did that. I did the thumb method. Everything worked out. So we'll see. And also another thing I do too is I don't stat watch, right? Or I don't DraftKings watch, because before I used to be all up in my phone and I used to be all up in my phone, and my story never loaded on Instagram. That sucks. Has to be up. Oh wow, it didn't even upload. That's crazy. Connect this. But I used to pick my players, and when I picked my players, I would sit there and watch every inning on my phone. Not like I wouldn't even watch the game. I would just watch that bubble move across the top, you know. Am I in the green? Damn, not in the green. Oh, am I in the green? Am I gonna win? Nah, I'm not gonna win today, right? So I just don't even check it, right? So those are two things I do, right? I did thumb method, and I didn't even look at my data. And I just went. Matter of fact, like before I went to bed last night, I checked my phone, and I was like, oh shit, I won $6. Shit, you know. Or not before. This was like before I went out to go do my mics or whatever and stuff, because I was on the comedy scene last night doing open mics and stuff. And before I went out, I just happened to pick up my phone. I was like, oh shit, I won. But the first time I opened it, you know, I was losing. But nonetheless, I'm just saying all this to say, have your method, you know, have your little methodology. Don't sweat over it. Don't like, you know, don't go and trip over it. You got to treat this shit like Kris Kringle, right? Like me and my mom played this game back when I was young. Christmas time, we used to play this shit called Kris Kringle, because my little ass couldn't wait for gifts, you know. So when December hit, I would always just, you know, I was just antsy. So to help curb my appetite for all these gifts and shit, or for gifts, my mom had me put out a slipper in my room, and she would go and put little or Kris Kringle would go out and, you know, come sneak in and take time out of his busy day to fill my little slipper with gifts, you know, or little small things, right? Like little Pez candy dispensers, some shades. I'm trying to think what else did I get. But I used to always, when it was December, when I was young, I used to always just put my slipper out, and I would try to like watch it. I would try to keep an eye on it. So I would get up, and I would kind of I would kind of hang out around the room. I would hang out around the room and see if I could, you know, find, like, I would always like get like, my mom said I was annoying with that shit, because she would be like, man, I wish she would just go do something so I can go put it in there. But I had to always like creep in and creep out of his room and put it in there. And like, I got to the point to where I could kind of feel when Kris Kringle was coming, and I would kind of play dumb. And then I would kind of be like, in the back of my mind, I would be like, okay, Kris Kringle, I don't see you. And then all of a sudden, boom, Kris Kringle, boom, I got my slip. Anyways, that's what I used to do with DraftKings, right? I used to Kris Kringle my shit, you know? I used to just be on my phone, just waiting for every last little play. Nah, Get your picks in, do your little analysis, do your research, have your methods, and let the data do its own thing. Don't sit back and Kris Kringle this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Just let DraftKings do its thing, and then at the end of the day, go check to see if you won. If you're not, just go back and reevaluate. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So that's that. So I'm not even looking at the baseball one right now. But actually, I do check to make sure. It's too late now because it's already 6 o'clock my time. But I like to check to make sure that my players are still playing, because in baseball, what happens a lot of times is they scratch players at the last minute, and then if your player gets scratched, you don't get no points. So I like to just make sure I got all my players playing. And right now I'm in 18th. I got 18 points. I got a lot of baseball left to play. I got 40 innings left. Oh, look at that. I'm 18 points in. I'm more than, see, who's in first? Okay, someone has 65 points. I'm 18. Okay, but I have the most time left though. So, got a lot of time. All my players are in. So, like I said, I'm not gonna look at this no more. Matter of fact, I'm closing the app right now. App is closed. I'll check it probably 9 o'clock tonight or something like that. But anywho, what else we got going on, man? Oh yeah, man. Gotta give I got some somber news a few weeks ago. My Aunt Marilyn passed away. She's my dad's sister. I remember a few years ago when my dad was in the nursing home, and when he was living in his other house, she came by to see him. I think I saw my Auntie Marilyn. I think I saw Aunt Marilyn maybe like I think like a small handful of times, but super nice, super cool. She lived in Georgia. I think she lived in Atlanta, and she would wear like these last time I saw her, she was wearing like this bright, colorful kind of like suit, So real calm, real cool, real chill. And that's my cousin Joel's mom, and Joel spent some time with me and my family when I was in middle school, because I think he was going to college at the time. He was going to Howard. So nah, man. So R.I.P. to Aunt Marilyn. Yeah, just some somber news, bad news. Yeah. So that's all I gotta say for that. Like, I don't like really bringing up good news. I mean, bringing up bad news, like, but I just figured I'd give a shout out to my aunt on this. Oh, thanks, Vincent. Appreciate it. He said, Vincent Harris said, why don't you start an NFL app? That's a good idea, man. I got to actually come up with the business. Well, I got to have a business plan first. I got to have a business plan, but that's a good idea. Start an NFL app, trying to think, NFL app. Like, do you mean like DraftKings, like money winning, or just like information? Cause I feel like, right now we're in information overload right now. So, it'll be dope to kind of start like my own DraftKings like app. Instead of DraftKings, call it Dre Kings. Like, man, nobody would buy. I mean, I got to work on the idea and the marketing, right? But is what it is. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate your condolences, Vincent. What else we got going on? So what's coming up? Right? What's coming up for little old me? Not a goddamn thing. It's like, nah. What's coming up, man? So in a few minutes I gotta get my ass packed up, and I gotta head down to Huntington Beach to work out some material at this workout room that I go to. They're real nice about giving me time, so I get like anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to work out some stuff. So I got some stuff I'm going to work out. Hopefully get like a little tape out of it, Then what else? Next episode, I gotta actually do this, man. But I should have did it a few weeks ago. but I gotta go back and revisit my values and goals episode. Cause right now I'm bullshitting. Yeah, I'm bullshitting right now, man. I'm nowhere near none of my goals I made in that video. Like back in December of 22, I made this video where I said all the shit I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do all this shit. And I'm looking at the calendar. It's halfway. We're beyond the halfway mark. And I'm like, man, I ain't do none of that shit. I did some things, but yeah, I got to go back and revisit that to get back on track. Because like a lot of times it's easy to get overwhelmed with stuff, and when you get overwhelmed, you kind of get in this state where you can kind of be like stuck, and got to work through that. You know what I mean? So I got that. I got to revisit my goals episode. I submitted for JFL, Fresh Faces, or whatever that was. Didn't get it because it got announced already. So that's a bummer. Then what else did I do? So yeah, I gotta go back and revisit my goals episodes. I'll probably do that either next week or the week after. Not sure yet. But that's what's coming up. But I do not have anything else to say. I think that's about it for me. So before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. Let me see, got some more comments. How is life in LA walkthrough? Oh, just a walkthrough of how life is in LA. Yeah, okay. I could do an episode on that. But yeah, LA life is, man, it's interesting, man. It's expensive. That shit costs bread, but nah, it's there's always something like kind of going on. And the one difference between Iowa and, I used to live in Iowa for 7 years, but the difference between Iowa and California is that in Iowa, you have less options of stuff to do, right? But that's also a blessing, right? Because if there's not a whole lot of variety to stuff to choose from, you're gonna do whatever's there, right? So if there's one club on that street, you're either gonna go to the club or you're not, But in LA, it's like you might have like a million clubs, right? Or a million things going on, and you can't commit to all of them. So you have to kind of like figure out which one you're gonna do, which one you're not gonna do, right? But yeah, how life is in LA walkthrough. Okay, I can do an episode on that. That's actually a good idea. Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate that. Oh, thanks, babe. Appreciate you. Most folks revisit their goal list about 6 months into the year anyways, so you're actually right on time. Thanks, babe. Appreciate you. Thank you, babe. Appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, we gonna pull up the sheet of all the bullshit that I said I was gonna do. Well, not bullshit, all the stuff I said I was gonna do, and we gonna see how far I got with it. Cause I already know that some things I'm like, I don't even want to touch that. But nah, gotta go back and look at it. I gotta hold myself accountable. Told myself, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And if I don't do it, I'm bullshitting. So, yeah, nah. So, but nah, I'm gonna do that next. I'm gonna do that. So I say I'm gonna take a screenshot of that so I don't forget. Let me just do that right quick. But thanks for the suggestion, guys. Yeah, also if you guys have a topic or something that you want me to talk about, put it in the comment section, man. And I'll add it. I'll add it to the queue. Right, I'll add it to the queue, and then we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Fight tomorrow, yes sir. Big fight tomorrow. The fight of fights. Can't wait. See what else we got going on. I'm about to wrap up right quick because yeah, I gotta skedaddle in a minute. What did I come in here for? I came in here to see if my story got uploaded. Here we go. I don't know what that is. All right, cool. So I gotta do a better job of posting my so here's what happened, right? I had my phone plugged in to my computer, and I did my little Instagram update, come check me out on YouTube story, and it didn't upload because it was plugged into my computer. So I just unplugged it got uploaded. So next time I gotta do a better job of that. But anyways, man, I didn't want to do too long of an episode. Bills versus Cowboys breakdown. Okay, man, we gonna break down them bum ass Cowboys. If that's what you want, we'll break down them bum ass Cowboys. We do it all over here. We do it all over here. Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the list. What else we got? Yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all been a lot of fun. Like I said, I do this show every Friday. I got to get better with the time, but I think I'm gonna push the time back to like around this time, because I feel like when I try to do it early in the day, I got work and other things bouncing around, and it's just a big chaos. Right now, I kind of felt like I was more relaxed. You know what I mean? So I'm probably gonna push the time back, but it's still gonna be on Fridays. I'm gonna work on. It's like a politician making promises and shit. I'm gonna work on getting the video call. I'm gonna work on getting people to call in to take calls, and I'm also gonna work on being able to patch people in and have people, you know, that I interview come in and remote onto my shit. That ain't make sense, but yeah, I'm gonna have it set up to where I can patch people in to where they can like be on the show and I can interview them. All right. So with all that being said, thanks for tuning in to the 90th episode of Trippin with Theobold. We are almost at 100, and we're gonna keep this party train going. Like I said, tell a friend to tell a friend. Do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. My socials are down below. AT is where it's at on most forms of social media, so follow me. And with all that being said, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Trippin with Theobold.
Let's go.
Caliente.
Trippin. Yep. Trippin. Trippin. Trippin with Theobold.
Trippin with Theobold.